Sup, losers, get in, we're making an OC! Okay, so I've seen this on Echo Gillette's channel a couple of times, and I watch her a lot. She's one of the people who inspired me to start doing YouTube, so obviously I watch her a lot. And she started this series where she made an OC with her fan base. And they called it a hive mind OC because, well, it was a bunch of people's opinions on what the OC should be going into a character. And I was like, that's cool. I like character design. Let's do that. So I set up a poll and I tweeted out the link and I put it in my Discord. Links to both are below. And I basically just let you guys add it. I had options to add new things, though I think I might not do that next time since a lot of people just put sort of jokey answers in and it threw off a lot of the results. But other than that, it was pretty good. You guys seemed really into it. I got a lot of responses, like a lot of responses. It's kind of ridiculous how many. But to start off, we did polls for the gender, the age, sexual preference, eye color, hair length, hair texture, body type, and their aesthetic, and I had you guys suggest hobbies and fun facts about the character, as well as asking about what they'd order at a cafe, mostly because I think that tells a lot about what kind of personality they have, depending on like if they order a coffee, or if they order a hot cocoa or a frappuccino. You get the idea. So let's start off. The response to this poll for the gender was overwhelmingly female. Like, good job. The age was very close between early 20s and mid 20s, but early 20s edged it out just by a little bit. Their sexual preference is bisexual, which means they're attracted to both girls and boys. And their eye color was chosen to be blue. And the second most popular colors were green, purple, and pink. Their hair color, see, this one came really close with like 3 different answers because there was the option for black, the option for red, and the option for ombre. And black and ombre were like right next to each other in terms of percents. So I decided to do an ombre from the first color to the third color because ombre is not a color. So that's what ended up happening with their hair. Their hair length was decided to be medium, and I basically interpreted that how it would look with the texture, which I'll get to in a second. The hair texture, again, was one of those really divisive ones, because the top 4 options for it were fluffy, wavy, straight, and kinky. And obviously, you can't have straight, kinky, fluffy, wavy hair. That would not make any sense. So I decided to get rid of the one that wouldn't work with it, and I just went with curly, fluffy, and sort of kinky, which is natural curls for those of you who don't know. Not kinky as in, you know what I'm saying, it's tight curls, basically. Their body type was pretty close between athletic and curvy, but I ended up going with curvy just because it had, like, 2% more votes. And honestly, I think she's a little adorable. She's very pinchable. Her aesthetic was almost a tie between bookish, preppy, and hipster. So I sort of just grabbed all of those and put it into a character design for her clothes. And you guys listed some ridiculous hobbies, like, I'm sorry. Like, some of them were normal, like art or knitting. As you can see, that's one of the things that ended up becoming part of her character. But there's just stuff here that it's like, oh, puts illusions in people's head. She's a detective. Some of these are not appropriate at all, and I'm ashamed of you, and your mother is ashamed of you. And some of these are just weird. But one of the ones I really liked, just because it was completely off the wall, was just trying to find out how humans work on the inside by any means possible, which is a little foreboding, like a little bit spooky. Are you okay? Do you need to see a therapist? And I had people state fun facts about this character, like things, just little tidbits of information you can sort of sprinkle to like get to know a character better. Prefers rainy days more so than any other kind of day was one of my favorites. Is a nerd in hiding and has many band shirts. They absolutely love ladybugs, and you'll be able to see that the little background I made had ladybugs and cupcakes and guitars, and those were based on the fun facts section, because fun facts were stuff like they play the guitar and nobody knows. They secretly really like baking, but they only ever do it for their family. And there's also stuff here that's just, again, weird, jokey answers. Stop doing that, it's rude. But some of them are super detailed. Like, there's one that just says they have a super cracked smartphone because they can't find a case for their brand. They have a small scar on their lip from a childhood fight. They love rom-coms, and they've never had a clean room since they were in the 10th grade. Which is super detailed and pretty interesting. Some of these were like, like religion, like, they're a Buddhist, they're a Christian, etc., etc. You see a book on the table, make of that what you will. And honestly, this is probably one of the most fun videos I've made. Was that grammatically correct? I don't know. But I really enjoyed creating this character and just like going through all the responses and trying to come up with a design based on what you guys wanted. If this does well, I'm probably going to turn it into a series, just because it was interesting and I might start making a sort of story out of it and post updates on the channel. Tell me what you guys think about that in the comments below. Also, if you want to partake in the next Hive Mind OC, hoping this one does well, then you should follow me on Twitter and go into my Discord server, because that's where I'd share the links. Anyway, guys, I hope you liked this video. I really enjoyed making it. And honestly, I'm trying to think of a name for this character. She doesn't have a name yet. So, put your suggestions in the comments below. And the most liked comments will be put into a poll on my Twitter, and you'll be able to vote on them in a couple of days. Be safe, and I love you.